Well, I don't know why my camera isn't working properly. Just give me 1 second. I think it kind of got a little bit of a problem there. Alright, that's better. Well, welcome. Today we will continue with our Viking Lumberjack simulator. I did say last time that I will mine the copper that was right here where this crater is right now. And that's exactly what I did. It took me a little bit of time, trust me, you did not want to see that. All the mess I had to do just to get all that copper. But, on the other hand, we got more copper than I was expecting to. We've got 107 copper. That's a lot. I still need, however, to gather some tin. That I did not do because, I don't know, it didn't seem fair, you know? Like, I saved you the trouble of watching me mine all this, but I will not save you the trouble of watching me mine tin. It should be a lot faster than with copper though, so no problems there. So I'm gonna go do just that. Now we have 107 copper, which means that we should at the very least try to get 50 tin, which is not that much. Oh yeah, the other thing I did is that I crafted myself the fine bow. The fine wood bow. I already had the materials back at my base. I just did it because I was coming across several deers on my way to the base and back, so I was like, yeah, why not? Let's make the bow already. Well, I missed that one. Can you please stay put? There we go. Alright, so what I was looking for is tin though, not deer. And I don't want to skip any tin. So I'm gonna be starting not from here because that's a stone, but from here. Each tin, wow, that would... That's a dangerous word now that I think about it. Anyway, each 10 should give us anywhere from 3 to 4 ores each. Which means that we realistically only need to mine like anywhere between 15 to 20 deposits, maybe, to get those 50 ores that I need. It's not that much. Anyways, we're gonna be gathering that tin, and we're gonna be smelting a little bit, but we're not gonna stay too long because we need to decide where to branch out our main road to in order to explore safely and look for, well, mainly for the time being, look for the Elder, but also to look for many other things. We already know for sure that we have a mountain biome in the first island. That's very good, but we don't know if we have anything else. Chances that we may get any other biome in the first island are slim to none. But there's always a chance that we might get a swamp. And if we are unlucky enough, maybe even the plains, but that's very unlikely. I don't believe that happens in the first island at all. It may, however, happen near the first island. You know, like any of the surrounding islands, it may happen. So that's that. We may still be able to spot the plains from the first island. That would be very useful as well. At least knowing where the plains are. Not sure how much time it will take for us to actually get there. you know? Like, we still need to find first the Elder and Mother, but Elder is the most difficult one, in my opinion, to find. Because it can be anywhere within the Black Forest. Black Forests, well, they are plentiful, and the visibility sucks. uh, so even though the swamp is not that nicer, I do believe the swamp may be just a little bit easier, you know? Alright. I'll come back for this in a moment. Huh. I need to pay attention to more attention to these kind of creeks. But anyway, as I was saying, I do believe the Elder is the most difficult one to find because of the density of the Black Forests. The swamps, kinda, but I believe bone mass is a little bit easier to locate. And in the case of Mother in the mountains, well, once you get to a high enough point, you should be able to tell whether you will be able to find the Mother or not in said mountain. And the plains are even easier. You gotta be blind to miss Jagluth's altar, so I don't worry too much about those. Except maybe the amount of biomes I will need to traverse. But nothing will be as horrible as the Black Forest, I believe. So that's that. Once we get to the Elder, that will be the toughest part of the challenge done. Yeah, I believe I have 2910, right? That means that it's not much left. These are regular stones, right? Yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, another interesting thing happened to me today. Well, interesting to me, maybe everyday life for someone in the States. Don't hate me. I say it with the best of well, actually, there's no way to say it in a good way, I think, maybe. You know, forget about it, hate me. But it was about noon, I believe, and I was going to the store to buy myself a couple of water. And well, while I was buying my water, I saw the cops surrounding this. I suppose I could call it a truck. It was more like a mom van, you know. I don't know if that's still a stereotype nowadays, but you know the vans that moms used to drive. It was kind of like those, like a modern version of those. So the cops were surrounding this car at the convenience store parking lot. It's not a big parking lot, so it was fairly obvious that something was going on. Anyways, I didn't pay much attention. The driver was in the truck, the van. Let's call it a van. The driver was in the van, and the driver's seat, for whatever reason, the cops surrounding them. One of them was actually holding his gun, not at him, but holding his gun. And the van driver, he was just like there chilling with the van on, and with the van running. And I don't know, I thought it was weird because he was like very calm, you know, and all the police around him, and they were like, I mean, I don't know what happened there, Maybe they think he's an accomplice of something that happened, you know? But the way, I mean, the way that that man was chilling in the driver's seat and the fact that the cops were not pulling him out of the van, to me it said that maybe they had the wrong person, you know? And that maybe they were aware of that. Or that that was a possibility. So everything was civil. I was like, okay. I got inside the store. I started chatting with this lady. She was lovely, you know, like, I don't know, like a head smaller than I was, and like 3 times my size. And but anyways, that's not really that important. She was lovely, and we started chatting about exactly that, like what could be going on. And we was like nothing ever happens here, right? Like, why would the police be here like that? I was like, I don't know. I never find out about what happens in my neighborhood anyways. So we started laughing off how both of us are oblivious to what usually happens in our neighborhood. And then I said goodbye because I finished buying my water. Uh, and then as I was coming out from the store, I see that there was this, what's it called in English? I forgot the word. A towing truck. You know, they were about to tow the van. I honestly don't know why. Maybe he did. I don't know. He ignored some traffic rules and. Oh, I already have enough tin. Let's go back. Maybe he ignored the traffic rules, ran past a red light or something. The police saw him, chased him a little bit. He stopped there, and well, they were assessing what to do with this. I mean, it's an infraction, sure. He was breaking the law, but it was, I mean, I don't know. That's just what I imagine. He maybe ran past a red light or did something silly with his truck, and well, the police followed him. But anyways, the towing truck was already there, and for whatever reason, the guy in the van suddenly starts moving the van, you know, like before the towing truck could get to it. Like he started like wrestling in place, but he was caged by the police trucks, or so I thought, because somehow he started wiggling his way. The police was trying to stop him. He was almost running over the police, specifically the one that was pointing his gun at him, which in my mind was not a smart thing to do. But like, seriously, 5 policemen and women, but 5 police officers there, all of them with guns, one of them with the gun out, and they couldn't stop this guy from squeezing his way between a police truck and the towing truck. And he just off and goes. Nobody saw him again, you know. Of course, the police started chasing after him. One of the trucks, anyway. The other one was a little bit slow to begin the chase, and the towing truck operator, I love his face. He actually looked at me, you know. Like, I was like in disbelief that this guy was challenging the cops, you know, and just left. And the towing truck guy, he was just like, and I was like, what do you want me to say, man? And he just like switched the button, and the towing truck was beginning to get again into a normal neutral position so that it may leave. Like, well, I wasted my time. You know. And then this other lady was coming, and the towing truck was blocking the street. The police and the guy from the van were already gone, and this lady was like, what the fuck is going, why is this towing truck blocking the way? I was just laughing my way back to my house. Um, but what I find interesting and stupid and sad at the same time was that those 5 policemen were not able to handle the situation. Not only did they not handle the situation, they were not careful enough to make sure that the van would not be able to fit anywhere to go away. I guess that maybe because he was so calm at the beginning, they thought he would behave like they already had him. Maybe, but still, that's an amateur mistake, you know. And the other thing, like the guy with the gun, I don't know. Listen, I'm not from the States. My belief, and I think most other countries' beliefs about the States, is that cops are pretty much able to shoot first and make excuses later. That's the image you portray. I'm sorry, America, but that's the image you portray. I don't know. That's certainly not the image here in Mexico. I don't know what the rules are for Mexican police to start shooting. Obviously, one of them would be if they shoot at you, probably. So I'm not sure whether they were allowed to even point guns in this case or not, but the guy in the van was clearly not caring about the police officer who was standing in front of it while he was trying to run away. So, that is already, to me, in my eyes, intention to hurt an officer, you know? And that intention to hurt an officer should be enough for them to at least a warning shot, I suppose. And the other thing, if we have other 4 officers around him, why do you keep staring in awe like some kind of dumb fuck? You know? Every one of you had guns. And the guy was in the van trying to get away. Is it really that hard to shoot the tire of a vehicle? I feel like with all of them, they could have easily blown the tires from one side of the I'm leaving without my cart. Just because I'm talking about this. But I think that they could probably have blown both tires from one side and the other tire from the back, at the very least, from the angles that they all had. Like, they could easily have done that. And even if the guy was squeezing his way through, he would not have gotten far with 3 blown tires, you know? They don't need to point the gun at him. They can just point it to the truck, to the van, you know? And easy peasy lemon squeezy, you stop him. Good job, you protected the law, you know? But they didn't do any of that. Instead, they were just like, stop. And then the guy just left. Sure, they followed him, but what good will that do if they are incapable of doing anything after that, after catching up to him? You know, like, well, guess that's it. I was shocked at the incompetence of those police officers. Like, seriously, man. Now, I know there are some competent police officers both in the States and here in my country. I'm not saying that all policemen in the States are trigger happy and that all police in Mexico are incompetent. But I've gotta say, last time it was this dude fighting this other dude who was in his pickup truck, and this other dude was on top of the hood and smashing the windshield with God knows what because he was unarmed. And this other police officer was just like, huh? Like when he saw them go by, you know? And now this. All within less than a month, you know? This is not common for me. Maybe I'm just starting to pay more attention now. I don't know. But so far, what I've seen from our policemen and women officers, well, it's a little bit lacking, to say the least. Ah, I have to be scared about the military, though. Those guys don't fuck around. Um, but that's a different story. From my understanding, I don't know if it's the same in the States, but from my understanding, at least here in Mexico, the military and the police are not in talking terms. You know? They're like... I acknowledge your existence and respect your... what is it? Your right to exist. But you don't dare even talk to me, or I will end you. Yeah, that kind of relationship they have here between the police and the military. Thing is that even though corruption is not exclusive to any country and not exclusive to any particular organization, historically here, policemen are very corrupt. Historically. I cannot speak about nowadays for reasons, but historically that used to be the case. You know, like the military men, they are very nationalists and they despise anyone who even dare take a bribe. Of course. But Hobo, do you truly believe there is no corruption in the military? No, I never said that. I do believe there is corruption in the military as well. All that I'm saying is that historically there is much, much more within the police. That's all I'm saying. So if you ever come to Mexico, don't fuck around with the military, please. Just don't. That's a terrible idea. You know? These guys will shoot a police officer if they see him misbehaving. They will not doubt in shooting a civilian who is breaking the law. Of course, that's not the first option. It really depends on how you are breaking the law. But point is, they will not... Just don't fuck around, because you will find out. Just don't. And I guess now that I think about it, I have not seen the military as much as I did a couple of years ago. Actually, since the pandemic. I don't believe that since the pandemic started I've seen the military as much as I did back then. Maybe that's why people are getting bolder, you know? Like, I wouldn't dream of running away from the police. Maybe not so much because of the police, but because if I stumble across a military truck, I'm done for. Like, that would be it. They would not kill me. That's not the kind of done for. But they will certainly shoot at my truck, stop it, get me off of it, and give me a nice beating before sending me to jail. Like, you think what happens with your inequality in the States is a big deal? God. You don't really want to mess with these guys. I know it's probably a sensitive topic and people would not appreciate me saying this, but whatever happened to that African American guy, let's call it as it is, that black guy, it's easier to say, it's not derogative, it's just easier to say, just get over it, yes? They call us beaners here, and we're okay with that. Kinda. But anyways, what happened with this black guy, the George Floyd, you know? I know, terrible, he died. I'm sorry for that. But seriously, I think it was mostly an accident due to mishandling from the policeman. You know, sure, it was a little bit harsh. I believe that the officer had a knee on Floyd's neck or something like that. Like, that's pretty tame. Like, honestly, that's pretty tame. Here they would have beaten you to a pulp. But you would not have died accidentally. You would die very intentionally. So, I don't know. It's speaking of that inequality, I really don't understand what's the big deal with that in America. Speaking about the States, yeah, I should stop saying America to refer to the States, you know. But I really don't get what the big deal with that is up there in the north. Like, dude, you cry and you can immediately sue someone over that. They fucking made the Little Mermaid one of you guys. Like, what kind of inequality are you talking about? If anything, you're being unequal to white people, poor white people. And God knows I don't like white people myself. Yep, I'm kind of racist. Most people are, even if you don't want to accept it, so I'm okay with accepting it. Oh, I don't have any coal. Okay, let's get this and make coal. But yeah, I mean, like, you guys, like, black people in the States, they get a lot of leverage. A lot of leverage. A lot of it. Like, it's unbelievable. Even if just half of what I read is true, that's just another level of fuckery you guys did on the poor white people. And I can't believe I'm defending white people. Anyways. I probably won't get in much trouble for saying this because I'm a Mexican myself, and even if I get in trouble for saying this, who fucking cares? I'm just a random nobody on the internet, right? Even if someone wants to cancel me, it's like, bitch. Like, okay. Like, I would just make another account, and that's it. You can try to silence us, but you will never cancel us. Cancel culture will inevitably end up canceling itself one of these days, I tell you. Because it will become insensitive to cancel stuff. But that day will not be today, nor tomorrow, nor this year, probably. I just wish we could all go back to the good old times where you could be racist as fuck, when you can be mean as fuck, right? And nobody would even bat an eye. Not because what you're doing is right, but because people will just silently acknowledge that you're an asshole and just avoid you. That, like, normal people should do. You know, you don't agree with me? Fine. Go fuck yourself. Right? That's the sane thing to do. And if I don't agree with you, that's also fine. I will just go fuck myself. Like, what's the big deal? Right? Like, you know, it's like going to a football game just to say that you don't like football. Then why the fuck did you buy a ticket? But people seem to like fighting a lot nowadays, for whatever reason. And I keep losing track of what I'm trying to do. I want to store my food. And the pelts, these. Oh, I forgot about this. The Tin Marín de Doping, this one. Okay. But yeah, like, I don't know. I used to believe that wanting to fight all the time was a woman's thing, you know? Um, and arguably, it still kinda is, if you think about it. But to think that so many people would be willing to fight nowadays just because, that's, I don't know. That's your average elementary school boy right there, you know? Hey guys, you wanna fight? Yeah, man! And even those boys, they are, I would say that they are considerably better, you know? Because they know they are fighting for fun. And they can just brush it off, whatever injury they happen to inflict themselves while fighting. They may brush it off and you know, just continue chilling as friends after the fight. So arguably they are even better than these whatever you want to call it, cancel culture, snowflakes. Um, I don't even know anymore. Like, there are so many terms nowadays. Social justice warriors and stuff. So many terms nowadays that we're gonna end up having just one term to encompass them all again. You know? Those who conform and those who do not conform, I suppose. So these people who do not conform nowadays, I don't know, like, why? Wouldn't life be so much more peaceful if you just live it, I suppose? Actually, that's now that I think about it. I mean, I know that it's a joke in the internet and in barbecues and whatever, that these people have no life. I know. It's a recurring joke. Wahaha. These people who care about stuff nobody else cares about have no life. Wahaha. Sure. But I don't like that. I don't like that kind of mockery. You know, that people who have nothing better to do. Because without those kind of people, we wouldn't have, well, video games to begin with, which is what I'm doing right now. We wouldn't have TV, we wouldn't have a lot of stuff, because people would just be okay with whatever we have, you know? Like, oh, why is that guy studying microbes and atoms and stuff like that? Suddenly this guy invents the A-bomb. Wow, and changes warfare forever. We're sure glad he was wasting his time bothering with stuff nobody cares about, right? Not because of the bombs, but because it opened the door to a lot of technological improvements, you know? So I'm not saying it's wrong to worry about stuff other people don't worry about. I do believe, however, it's a little bit dumb to worry about things that A, either do not affect you, or B, you don't have first-hand experience with, you know? Like, if it doesn't affect you, and you don't have first-hand experience handling that, whatever it is, you are simply not qualified to care enough to do something about it. Does that make sense? You can care, sure, I suppose, but you're not really qualified to do something about it, if that makes sense, you know? It's like the government nowadays, you know? A perfect example would be, and I am sorry, Belgium. I am sorry. I really like French fries. I really do. I love you, Belgium, just for that. But your health minister, please. You see, most people, I believe, by now, at least people who spend their time in the internet, has at least once seen the health minister. I don't know if she still is the health minister of Belgium, this big lady, to put it nicely. You know, like it's just like you don't have first-hand experience being healthy. What the fuck are you doing being the health minister? You know? You can care about health, but you're not qualified to talk to me about health. Does that make sense? So, these people defending minorities and whatever, like, bitch, you are the minority. Why are you defending people who, first of all, are not being oppressed, do not feel oppressed, and don't want your help? Why are you forcing yourselves so much into those people? And that's just speaking with the racism and stuff like that. You know, like when they did when they did so wrongly to that poor Speedy Gonzales, you know, like, what the fuck? You think you were defending us Latinos? No, 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 no. We fucking love seeing our stereotypes on TV. You know, you want to have a Mario Mariachi? Go ahead. Knock yourselves out, Japanese people. You have all our support. You know, whether you do it seriously, mockingly, whatever. You know, we love seeing that shit. Laughing is great. And we Latinos know that. We love laughing. Laughing at jokes, laughing at you, laughing at ourselves. It's awesome to laugh. So, if something makes you laugh, whether it be racist, sexist, misogynist, or whatever you want to call it, just laugh it off. It's the same thing to do, right? You know? Next time one person comes to you and be like, Black lives have been oppressed for long enough, the white supremacists must perish! Just go like, you people, and just go away. That's it. If people would just stop arguing with them, maybe they would fuck off. You know? Because that's what people seem to like these days. Coming back to what started this. People want to fight for whatever reason, and I don't know why. So if you don't give them that fight, they have nothing. They literally have nothing. Like, oh no, the white man, he's against women, and he's being evil and oppressing women for so long. Okay, and what you gonna do about it? Like, seriously, I've never seen anyone ask that. I've seen a lot of people ask, what are you being oppressed with, or off about, whatever, like, how are you being oppressed? And they cannot answer, whatever. Like, I've seen that, but I've never seen anyone ask, and what you gonna do about it? Like, in this case, women are the one who preach that. So, as women, they should technically have a first-hand experience dealing with sexism and gender inequality, you know? And I see a lot of people saying, oh, this is wrong, but I don't see anyone saying what they are gonna do about it. They are saying what they want, what they demand, you know? Like, oh, we want equal pay, which you actually have. And depending on what sector you work with, arguably you're even better paid than men. As a former teacher myself, I can say with all certainty that female teachers were paid better than male teachers. That's just a fact that happened to me at least. And I know it because I used to discuss my salary with my co-workers a lot. But anyways, so in a ways, I don't know how it is in the States, but I've seen what they demand. I have not seen what they are proposing to fix it. You cannot just demand stuff without proposing a solution, you know? But that's just my opinion. And there will be people who are against that opinion. And that's fine. If you're against my opinion, you can either change my opinion, you know, you can make your argument, and if it is a good argument, I will change my mind. I have in the past. Or you can just fuck off. And that will be it. You go back to your home. You prepare whatever you want for dinner. Get something nice on Netflix or whatever it is you fancy for entertainment. And enjoy your evening, and that will be the end of it. And we will all live in a better world. You would not get angry, I will not get angry. And that's it. Which actually, now that I'm speaking about angry, okay, I'm diverging a lot today. Speaking about angry, you know, how they are blackwashing all the characters nowadays, it's related, I swear. How they are blackwashing many characters and remaking movies and stuff. Oh, this is not... Oh, I forgot to place wood here. Like, I'm not the first to say, I will not be the last to say either, that original movies should be made with a black cast in mind from the get-go. Not just blackwashing, but like, you don't want to make it historical because a few minor details people may bring up. That's fine. I mean, that's what writers are for, you know, to create stuff. Yes, there's the writer's strike. Unfortunate event, but let's be real. The industry was declining well before that. And I don't think it was the writer's fault, though it may be, I don't know. I don't know these writers personally, I have not read any of the unpublished works, so I cannot say. I can only accuse the producers or whoever is in charge. I can only accuse those people. But anyways, that's besides the point. Alright? The thing is, whenever you have an original movie starring a black cast, let's think, for example, Beautiful. You know, very good movie. With this black actress. You know, one thing that usually gets a lot of attention in these kind of movies, this kind of original movies thought with a black cast in mind, is suffering. A lot of suffering. And I don't get that. I understand that some suffering is needed for the viewer to kinda want to root for a character. Yes? But the thing is, when you make it so much about suffering, you stop seeing the person. I don't know if that makes sense to you. I believe that if you want people to actually relate to your black characters, yes, show some suffering. I'm not saying you should eliminate that. For any character, it doesn't matter if it is black, white, yellow, red, blue, show some suffering. It helps us root for the character, yes. But you also need to see the character joke. And I'm not saying the character needs to be a comedian. But, you know, silly little jokes, you know? Like, for example, I know some people may think this is insensitive, but let's imagine we have a black family, right? And one of them is disabled, and it's on a wheelchair, you know? And you could have like a normal discussion between the family, you know, and one of the other members, the non-disabled ones, could be like, huh, what you gonna do about that? You're gonna stand up and beat me up? You know, stuff like that. And they could be just like, ah, fuck you, you know? Just those kind of things. That's what I'm talking about. They don't need to be comedians, but show them joking a bit more. Show them laughing, smiling. Because while suffering does make us root for a character, it is the good times which actually help us see the person. You know? Like, we can root for a character without seeing it as a person. And that's a flaw. I believe that's a flaw. That's a major flaw with storytelling in most cases. That we see all the suffering so much that we stop seeing the person and we just see a team, per se, to say it in a way, you know? We are no longer seeing Beautiful trying to find herself in this society with her in her troublesome class and whatnot. We are Team Beautiful because she has suffered too much and she needs to succeed. That's what we are. We don't care about Beautiful. We care about her winning. That's all we care about. And once she wins, she's out of our mind. Because we've got what we wanted. We don't care about the person. We just want her to win, and that's it. After she wins, we move to the next thing. Right? That's the thing. That's the problem. I believe. You know? Both with the entertainment industry and actually society as a whole. You know? Just like I said, ask these people. And what are you gonna do about it? At least I think they will not be able to answer, right? Because they are so focused in we are suffering, we just need to win, right? They don't think about the person. And that is horrible, especially with things like Black Lives Matter. Black lives do matter, but the way people are engaging with the situation is not the right one. You are so focused on winning and winning the race for Black Lives Matter that you forgot to actually look at the black lives. Does that make any sense? You know? Like, so focused on winning that you stopped seeing the people you are supposedly standing up for. You know, I'm not a big streamer. Shocker, I know, right? Who would have guessed? Anyways, I'm not a big streamer, but you know how it is. Artists need to live. So I've been approached by a lot of artists who want me to commission from them well, logos, banners, and stuff like that. It's actually surprising how many of them are incapable of understanding that I'm poor, you know? And there was this one, I'm not gonna say names because I really gained nothing. It's just a story to tell. I don't mean to tarnish anyone's reputation or whatever. It's okay. A few of those artists have been actually very nice, and if I ever have the money, I do plan to commission from them. Just because. I'm really not sure if I will ever use any professional designs for my channel, but that's besides the point. You know, they are so focused on getting the commission that they don't pay attention to anything I write. You know, and there was this one in particular, like I said, I will not say names, but there was this designer in particular who really annoyed me because this person was making such a drama about surviving and stuff like that. Well, not being able to survive if I don't help commissioning, you know, and stuff like that. And at first I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. You know, listen, you do realize you're talking to the hobo gamer, right? I don't really have any money. I don't even earn in dollars. To put it into perspective, to some guys, just for you to be culture shocked, you know? I know there are worse places, but I'm amazed how people in the States don't seem to believe this part. 50 bucks. 50 bucks. Which is like the lowest I've seen artists charge. 50 bucks is almost half a month of food for me. I could survive for half a month with 50 bucks. That's no joke. I literally could. And this designer, artist, whatever you want to call this person, just didn't get the picture, you know? And then kept pushing the guilt trip into she not being able, fuck, I already said she. Well, anyways, there's a lot of she's. Into she not being able to survive, make it past this month if I didn't commission from her. It really got to me. It really annoyed me. Not often am I an asshole, but I actually behaved like an asshole afterwards, you know? It's not often that people make me behave that way, but she just got in my nerves. Like, I was like, in my thoughts, I did not really say it, but I was like, bitch, please. I had to sleep on benches and parks. Not for a long time, but I did have to do that. I had to... I'm not proud of it, but I had to steal food at one point in my life. Like, there was a time when I wasn't even able to sleep just because of how hungry I was. And you're preaching to me about not being able to survive because you cannot draw? The amount of entitlement some people have. Like, are you serial? Like, how can you say that with a straight face? Like, you are so blessed for even being able to still consider drawing for a living. If I were to do that, I would starve next month. As simple as that. I don't have that option. I do not. Neither does many other people. So it really got to me. It really annoyed me when she started pushing a lot of that I needed to survive stuff. It really annoyed me. Some people just don't see who they are talking to or about. Yeah, because I was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. Remember? Defending people who is not who you don't even see. You know, like people nowadays just, they are so focused in winning that they don't care about the people behind the win, or who the win is for, or who will assist with the win, or whatever, depending on the context, the situation, the scenario. You know, activists, they don't see the people they defend. Artists, at least this one didn't see who she was trying to commission, who she was trying to convince for commissions. And I'm sure there are many other scenarios that these kind of examples could apply. So, I don't know. We need, and I do say we because I include myself in this category, I think we need to do either or. We need to relearn to fuck off, and we need to learn to look at people. Not just face value, but to actually pay attention to them. And we need, most of all, I think we need to see people happy. In real life, that's more difficult said, more difficult done than said. Like sure, anybody can say, I want everybody to be happy. Ah, Time Person of the year. My God, and nothing ever happened afterwards, right? Sure, it would be nice to have happy people in real life, but if we can't do that, writers, producers, you know, TV makers, TV show makers, movie makers, whatever. We need to see happy people. Show the struggle, yes, but also show the happy times. You know? And I would say in about the same amount as you show the suffering. You know, 50-50. 50% suffering, 50% happy times. That's not that hard to do, is it? And at least I don't think it will be that hard to do. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for these two to finish, and then we start exploring. My coffee has gone hot. I had it in the freezer. I like cold coffee. So my coffee going hot is not good. Tastes like mustache. How many? Just one more. Perfect. How are we doing here? Okay. We're gonna place this coal here, as well as this wood. I'm gonna take these. Okay, what do I have? Resin, feathers, and seeds. Resin, seeds, and datin marin del pingve, kukaramakarati fue. This one. Okay, got it. Let's dry off. Papa. Anyway, um, and just in case anyone who happens to watch this and actually heard my whole rant, um, I just want to let you know that I'm an asshole. So, if that's what you wanted to tell me, um, just know that I'm fully aware that I'm an asshole. Um, and I'm okay with that. I have learned to forgive myself for being an asshole. Can you? ah, if I were more popular, I would get a lot of shit for this. So this time, I'm lucky. Ah. Anyways, let's explore a little bit. Who knows, maybe I will think about another assholey thing to say. Ah. Actually, I can. Yeah, actually, I can. But that's, even for my standards, is a little bit too assholey. You know what happened today, guys? I was almost forgetting about it. And I'm not saying this because I want pity or sympathy or anything like that. Remember, I'm an asshole. But my grandma just died today. And you know what? I didn't feel much. And the reason is not really that complicated to understand. She was a good grandma, I suppose. A normal grandma. I went to her house. She gave me cookies. She made sure I was fed. You know, typical grandma thing. She never gave me money though. But, you know, typical. Are you hungry? Let me prepare something for you. That kind of thing, you know? But I never really got to talk to her. And whenever I almost got into a conversation with her, my grandpa would just literally barge in and stop that. And my grandma would always allow it. So, I mean, sure, the food was nice and all, but I never really did get to know her. And by the time my grandpa already passed away, my grandma unfortunately had already Alzheimer's, and I'm not sure if it was just that or if she was also with a little bit of dementia. I don't know. I really don't know what the situation was. I never fully understood what was the deal. But the thing is that she was not able to speak properly. She seemed to recognize me, but I was never certain on whether she recognized me or my father. You know? My father passed away also when I was very, very little. No problem. I have a stepfather and he's great and I love him. But my biological father did die when I was very little. So I also didn't get to know him that much either. But that's kind of the thing. Like, I couldn't bring myself to feel a lot. And if any of my relatives ever finds this and sees this, they will probably hate me. And that's okay, I will understand it. I deserve the hate, I suppose. But I think that forcing myself to feel something just because she was family when I didn't even know her, I just think that's dishonest, you know? Like, most people have like this extended family and like really old uncles and aunts everywhere, and they die all the time. Sometimes you find out, sometimes you don't. And when you find out, people usually are like, "Oh no, Uncle Bert? My God! Like I haven't seen him in like 20 years. Such a tragedy. Like, come on. That's just that's just being disrespectful to the dead. You know, I know it's a little bit asshole on my part to not feel that much for what happened, but I don't know. I think it would be more of an asshole move for me to pretend that I'm really, really sad. And what actually makes me sad is the fact that I'm not that sad. That's what makes me sad. That I think I should be sad and I'm not. But again, as I said it, I never got to know this woman. Sure, whenever I came to visit, she would give me food, but so would the neighbor. So, I don't know, I never got any conversation with her, nor with my grandpa either. I did try also to have a conversation with my grandpa once. At that time, I wasn't that close to my stepfather yet, and the only other male figure I had in my life was my grandpa, even if he was not around that much. Rather, I was not around that much. But I still considered him, and I went for him for advice and stuff like that. And he never did give me any advice. You know what? He would always say, "Well, you just have to suck it up." Ah, okay. You know, he was that kind of man. And that's okay. I mean, I do get it. We just have to suck it up. That's fair. That's completely fair. But when sucking it up is a little bit hard, something else would be appreciated. You know, a little bit of knowledge would be appreciated in those cases. He never did. And there was this one time when I was about to start a business with a friend. The business actually went very well. It was an internet cafe. We were crushing it. But Mexico, cartels, we kinda had to let the business go. Happens. But anyways, this was before we had before we even knew it would be a success. You know, when we were still in the planning stages. I was very optimistic about it. You know, and with good reason. So I was this happy, and the only other male figure I had at the time was my grandfather. So I already had my stepfather at the time. It's just, like I said, I wasn't that close. So I went to my grandfather and told him about it. I was like, "Guess what, Grandpa? I'm gonna start my own business with a friend. It's gonna be this, we're gonna be doing that, we're gonna be investing this much and whatnot and stuff like that." You know what he said? You know what my grandpa said at that time and moment? "I don't allow it." Those were his words. "I don't allow it. You can't." I was like, excuse you. At that time I was already 19 years old, so I was an adult already. Legally I was already an adult, I didn't need permission for anything. The money was mine also, so it's not like I was asking him for money or anything. We already had a place in mind. I was, again, not asking for anything other than him lending an ear and maybe, just maybe, being a little proud of me. He never was. And it kinda sucks, you know? Ah, fuck. Anyways. Ah. Well, that took a turn. Ah, but it's nice speaking about it every now and then. Do I have a little bit of... Yes, I do. Like I said, it's nice speaking about it every now and then. You know, venting out those kind of frustrations. I mean, if I'm being real honest, he didn't even need to be proud. Even if he didn't believe that much. A simple, well, I hope everything goes well. I think that would have been nice. Chances of my family ever seeing this are slim to none, but it's not zero. I just hope they understand why I drifted away. You know, I'm the kind of guy who stopped frequenting the family, and it's exactly because of those kind of things that I just told you about. And my aunts did it too. Though in their case I cannot really blame them that much. Because in the case of my aunts, it was because, well, my father passed away, like I said, when I was very little. So my aunts naturally felt they needed to share their wisdom with me. They just didn't realize that their wisdom was a little bit contradictory at times from one another, and they also didn't realize what I was going through at that time. So I ended up, even though they probably had the best of intentions, I ended up resenting them a little. Those kind of things happen. Again, you are so focused on you doing your thing and winning that you don't stop and look at who you're trying to help. I think that happened to them as well. Pretty much. Let's repair the hoe. Okay, and let's continue. Anyway, why was I talking about this? Oh yeah, because I'm an asshole who didn't get sad Yeah, because I'm an asshole who didn't get sad. Huh. Funny how it is, right? How far have I gone? Why is this still a meadow instead of the Black Forest? Anyway. Ba-ba-da-bum. Right now, all I can think, because of all I've said, I honestly was not expecting to open myself in this stream. But now that I did, all I can think is, I don't hope for my family to forgive my assholeness and me isolating myself from them. I don't expect them to forgive it, but if they ever watch this, I just hope they will understand why I did it. Again, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I know I'm an asshole, and I'm okay with that. I have learned to forgive myself for that. Now I'm trying to think about happier times and I cannot think about anything. At least anything I can... terms of service. Or at least I think it may be violate terms of service. I don't know. I just don't want to be I don't advocate for stuff that has happened to me. I don't want to make that kind of mistake. Arguably I may have already made it anyways. But that's besides the point. I just remembered of actually a happy time, which is also me being an asshole. And that one time I was actually an asshole. Like, for real. So I had this friend. He was like really into bodybuilding. Working out. But he kind of hinted at bodybuilding, even though he never really quite got there. But he was very enthusiastic about working out, you know? All the time he was like, hey man, check it out, check it out, check it out. Like, can you see it? Can you see it? You know, wanna touch? Hey, wanna measure our dicks, man? Yeah. He actually did say that once. I don't know. He had like some kind of complex because he was a little bit short. I don't see how that matters, but I mean, maybe in the States it does, but here I don't see how it matters much, especially back then. But anyways, he was very into exercise and stuff, and he always talked a lot, like a lot. He couldn't keep himself quiet. Look who's talking. And he would always tell me about this girl. She was a neighbor of ours, you know. He would always be like, yeah, I mean, I know she's a little bit weird, but she's like, I don't know, man. I think about her a lot and whatnot and what blah 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 all the time. He spoke a lot of her, a lot. You know, to me and to everyone else we knew. Um, but anyways, the thing is, he spoke of her so much, so much, that I actually started looking at her. And I guess I guess you could guess where this is going. Uh, so she became my girlfriend. Needless to say, he did not take it well. He went like, "Man, you knew, and you went ahead and asked her out." And I was like, "Yeah, but you never did anything, man. Like, we told you so many times, you didn't, and you were like, you presented her like this way, and you know, I kind of started agreeing with you. What do you want me to do? You know, sleepers, losers." Anyways, the funny part, the actual part, which is why I laughed, is because right after that, I broke up with her by the third day. And actually, during those 3 days, I never actually saw her. The first day we got together, I got injured playing football, like soccer for the States, you know, like the real football, the one that you actually play with your foot. So I got injured. Playing football, and I was supposed to stay in bed for a long time. She didn't come to visit. We did text a little bit. I don't even remember what about. And by the third day, I was like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't have started dating. We're not even really dating. Do you mind if we just call it off? And she was like, yeah, okay, sure. And that was it. My friend was so furious about that. It was an asshole move on my part. It was. But again, I mean, he was like, for months telling us how great she was and how, like, this and that and whatnot, and he never did anything about it. You know, like, man, you cannot show me a plate full of tacos and tell me just how delicious these tacos are, the best tacos in the world, right? And even though you are talking about those tacos as if they were yours almost, and whatnot, they are still on the fucking table and they are getting cold. You know, if you're not going to fucking eat them, I am. So, yes, that's what happened. Anyways, we never did anything. We never even got hold hands. We never even did that. And he knows that. And you know what the fun part is? That even after that experience, he never told anything to her. Anyways, like, what the fuck, man? You're lucky I got injured immediately and called off the whole relationship, you know? I didn't get to even hold hands. You cannot even say like, oh no, it's the, like, you already had her and whatnot. I didn't really have her at all. Like, I did nothing. If anything, that should have scared him to, you know, get some balls to ask her out. But he didn't. And you know what? I won't feel bad about that, because I gave him the chance, the opportunity to make things right for himself, and he still didn't. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, going with a plate full of tacos, you could say that I grabbed the plate with the full intention of eating those tacos, and then I left the plate back on the table without even breathing on top of them. And he went like, no, you know what? I'm not gonna get these delicious tacos anymore. Why? Like seriously, why? Like my teeth started aching just before I even grabbed a taco and decided, no, I cannot get tacos. And then you decided you can't get tacos either? Shame. Shame. Hmm. But that's just me. That's just me. Now, technically, I should not be doing this in the middle of the night. But then again, I do have a bronze buckler. So I should be able to parry everything the game throws at me at this stage. That's just a standing rock formation. That's not a dungeon, I think. What if I go that way? There's more meadows that way. Yeah, very, very frightening. I guess I will go that way. All right. Okay, it's noticeable. Uh-huh. A little bumpy, but noticeable. Huh. I was wondering what this was. I thought it looked very weird. It's one of my roads. Okay. Fine. I wonder which one this is. This is not the main road because it's very small. Okay, let's continue going, I suppose, this way. I wonder... I did not expect that to happen too soon. I wonder when it will be the next time that happens. Mm-hmm. More strawberries, well, raspberries. Still no signs of another black forest. Silly me. I will have to download this stream later. I forgot to hit the record button. I keep forgetting I have to do that manually. Anyways, it's not a big deal. It's just a little bit of waste of time. Well, are you serial? Okay, fine, fuck it. This is probably the same road as before. Let's see where this goes. Wait, what? The fuck did I do? This is the road I was doing? I went in circles? How? I could swear I was not going in circles. Let me see what happened. Okay, so this is the end. So I went this way. Yes, so far so good. That's the other side. Then I went that way. Okay. So far we can still see the other. Come on, get... That. Okay. So I went that way. I came across this one. I decided to ignore it. And I went that way. Okay, here we started turning. Aha, here we clearly turned a little bit more. But then we attempted to correct that. Ah, but then we turned again. But then we corrected again. This doesn't feel like it will lead us back to where we started. What? Wait, if anything, this is going back. Yeah, this is going back to the main road. What the fuck? Okay, I clearly took the wrong path. How did... But... We did cross the other path. What? We did not cross the other path before getting to the house where I placed the workbench. Yet, making our way back from the workbench, we crossed... Now I'm really confused. What the fuck am I doing with this world? I really need to start making some signs. Okay, but it was clearly the other way. Somehow, going in the other way, I ended up getting here. And then I went that way because I remember this rock. And then after going this way... Ah, there it is. Yep. There it is. Okay, so I don't know what fuckery I did all the way over there, but I clearly end up going in circles all the way there, then came back here, then I went here, I did that, and ended up going in circles again. Which means I should then go this way. It's the only logical explanation. I need to go this way. Thank goodness that I'm using roads to not get lost. Even if I get lost, I don't get lost. More shrooms. I need to make sure they are visible in my road. That way I will be able to pick them up. Every time I happen to come by. And more of them. Nice. Okay, that's another black forest. Or maybe the same black forest. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Hopefully it's another one. What? That's already a meadow again? Okay, we know what we have to do then. We need to get deeper into the Black Forest. Yikes. Okay, I will have to remember that this rock is the end here. It should also be obvious because there's this... Is this copper? No, this is a normal rock. Because of the normal rock and the... Yeah, whatever. Just going this way. I don't remember where I saw the spawner for the Greylings and the Grey Dwarves. That's something we also need for the Elder, because the shamans, the Grey Dwarf shaman, they drop ancient seeds, and we need those to summon the Elder. So there's 3 of you. Did you come from a spawner? Is there a spawner nearby? That looks like the meadow again. Yep, it is. So, it's in my best interest to continue this way. This is the meadow again. What the? Is this just like a straight line of black forest? Uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's continue in a somewhat straightish line. We need to recover our stamina. Oh, I don't have... Ah, but I have this. There we go. I didn't notice that I had finished my boar meat. My cooked boar. Actually, it was roasted, I believe. Hi. Okay, there's a skeleton, so probably there's a dungeon nearby. Okay, where is the dungeon? It came from somewhere along this way? No? I mean, it did come from this way, but maybe it got stray. Maybe it's straight from another part, another site. Okay, there's a lot of you for there not to be a spawner nearby. It's daytime and there's too many of you. And you came from... Oh, this is the mountain. Okay. We have a road to the mountain. Or to a mountain. Aha. Also, there's a skeleton shooting from here. Where did you come from? That's 2 skeletons already. There should be a dungeon nearby. Ah, it was not a dungeon. It was that tower. Ah, figures. There's a cat dying outside. And my dog started barking because of that. Alright. Ah, come on. Is there a chest? Wait, I hear bees. I heard wrong. Oh well. Oh, fuck. Where was... Okay, there's the Black Forest, and it was kind of a straightish line. So if I go this way, I should stumble... Yeah. Here's my little road. Now, what am I supposed to do here? I think I will remove this log. And I will continue my way through the Black Forest. Actually, that little tower over there seems like a nice place to build a workbench. Come on, seriously, where are you getting... Where are you coming from? Okay. Let's get rid of this boulder. Whoopsie. Seriously, it was not this way? I could swear it was. It's literally on the other side. Okay. Already broke. It is unfortunate that these ones do not function as roofs. I do need to craft to make a roof in order for me to be able to actually use the workbench. But it's free wood. Okay. Now we can get a roof. There we go. And actually, do I have enough? Yes, I do have enough stone. I suppose I can place this here. And cover it a little bit. And let's make a bed. What are you complaining about? My little dog comes inside doing like, like she's so fed up with the world already. Ah. Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Let's repair what little we used from the hoe. This has horrible ventilation, but it's just to be able to rest a little bit. Alright. Let's continue. I need to do this because otherwise in the Black Forest I may get lost and not see my own road. I believe there's still more Black Forest that way, so we're gonna go that way. Although this is meadows already, but there's more Black Forest there. Okay, I need to make my way down. Without fucking up the terrain that much. Okay. This looks traversable. Okay. Ah. Okay. I suppose I will continue going that way. I hear the sea. That's the sea. Okay. I have to do a little experiment. Once I reach the sea, I'm gonna walk the shore in that direction, because I want to check whether this is the same Black Forest or not. Can you please not? I'm trying to make a road. Not the best road. Just one road to not get lost. All right. Almost there. This is copper. Yep. I will need to bury it just a little bit to make sure that I always recognize my road. I will not care about this copper for now. What's with that sound, that music? There is a clear change of music. What's this? Lore of the Grey Dwarf, but that's not what that's not the vibe I get from this music. Is Haldor nearby? Or Hildir? The music stopped. The music is back. Is that something of those kind of stones? I've never noticed that before. Huh. And the music is gone? And the music is back. Huh. I've never noticed that before. Wait, did it happen with the other one? I want to check that out. In the meantime, we can also take the chance to repair the hoe. So it's not just lost time. Also, of course, it had to rain. Okay, let's dry a little. Let's repair the hole. I don't know if I can already sleep. No, not at this time. It had to rain. I'm not sure I will be able to listen to the music. Okay, but here's the other stone we can check this with. It's very vague, but I believe it is here. It is because of the stone. I was getting my hopes up. I thought maybe I was able to find Haldor. Too bad. I got my hopes high for nothing. Mm-hmm. Okay, here's the sea already. I'm just gonna make it very clear that this is a road. Okay. I don't know what my dog is barking at. Now this scenery looks oddly familiar. That's a troll cave and there is no troll. So chances are that if I go this way, I will get to my other workbench and my other road. This looks like the creek, and there's a... it was the same black forest. Shish. Well, that sucks. But at least we got to explore a little bit. Which is kind of the objective. I will have to be looking at exploring aimlessly like that until I get to, I don't know, a point of interest. There will be no other way to find the Elder. I just need to keep on doing these kind of things. Dun-dun-dun-dun. But, well, that's a new road. We have a new pit stop at that tower that we found. We discovered that these ones got some music added. Although I don't know if maybe that was always a thing. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. I know for a fact that the Black Forest, this Black Forest is not that big if I go this way. I should be hitting meadows soon if I go this way. gonna just take the chance to get some blueberries. So if I go this way, like I said, I should hit the meadows in a little bit. I shouldn't be running for too long. And here it is. There's the meadows. Yep. Ah. Yikes. Okay. Very well then. I suppose this meadows will be our next objective. We're gonna go through them and see if we find another black forest, I suppose. Hopefully one with the elder. Chances are slim though, because this is still the first island, but maybe we can get to... When we got lost during the first day, the day that I spent a lot of time trying to get back to my base, we did see that there were at least a couple of islands that were at walking distance, you know, that it was just a little river dividing this island with the others. So if we can find that again, we could feasibly expect to find the elder in one of those. That is possible. So that's what we will do. And I guess I will do it next time. For now, I think that we've explored enough. And I also need to let my soul rest a little bit after all that opening up that I accidentally end up doing an hour ago. Anyway, I think that I will leave it here then. And well, if you happen to have watched until now, I really appreciate it and worry about you, but mostly appreciate it. So that being said, until next time, and bye bye.